What is up, guys? I am Howie. This is the Go Ride channel. Doing a quickie vlog today on a non-motorcycle topic. Valve removal on early style Ford Flatheads. I don't see a proper video on this on YouTube, and it's pretty difficult, so I figure I might as well make one and try out some new audio stuff. So, easiest way to be able to picture this is to actually look at the parts on the bench. The way this valve sits in the block is like so, and this little mushroom clip is over the mushroom end of this valve. And the only tool you actually need in order to remove these valves is a pick and this pry bar. There's going to be some other tools I'll talk about later that might help you out, but basically the sequence to removing this valve is to pull this clip out by compressing the spring. Obviously you can't hook that fork under this clip, you have to hook it into the spring and pull up. Then you'll fish this pick out very carefully to not get your hand stuck in there. Then you'll have to reach through the spring and try to grab this little indentation in the valve guide and pry the spring and valve guide down out of the block in order to remove this clip. That's exceptionally difficult if you have a stuck motor, so penetrating lubricants are going to be your friend. At that point, you should be able to pry the valve guide, spring, and valve assembly out of the block. On the early style motors, the valve guide is split, so with that bottom clip off, that spring will just come up right off, and then you'll be able to remove the lifter like so, or the valve guide like so. And you want to go ahead and collate everything if you're going to reuse it. Obviously, if you're going to reuse it, don't tee it up and smack it with a hammer or hit it with a grinder or anything. So now that you've seen it on a bench, I'm going to show you real quick what it actually looks like in the motor. All right, so here's what it actually looks like in the block. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and position this over the valve spring itself. And I'm going to make sure that I'm not taking the valve and the retainer with me. I'm going to pry that thing up as high as I can. And then I'm going to try to get a pick on that retainer and yank that sucker out. You want to pry as low as you can on the valve spring in order to give yourself as much space to work as possible. So now that you've got that out, I will need to reposition this pickle fork on the recess on the valve guide. And it's probably difficult for you to see, but you have to go through the spring to find it. And you have to kind of wiggle around to see if you can get it on there. It's not an easy chore to do. And the fact that this one is rotating is a good sign, because that means it's probably not stuck. I think I got it there, or something like it. So at this point, I need to traction down on the valve guide while hooking the valve guide retainer clip right here and pull that out. At this point, I don't need to reposition the pry bar. I just need to pry up and grab it from the top, and that thing will come out through the block. So if you have a stuck motor and you have to do that, you're going to hate your life. And there are other tools that you can use to actually like press this thing out. You know, they have one that clamps around the block and presses it up, but just use a lot of penetrating oils. That's how it's done, and hopefully this was useful. Sorry for the non-motorcycle content, but a motor is a motor, and this is one of my favorites. So with that, guys, get out there, go ride, or go hot rod something. I'll see you out there.